Guess what, beautiful people? Acting is the art form of life, and I'm pretty sure I've been studying it my whole life. I'm Pirvu. I'm a professional actress and journalist. I love the creative arts. I love learning, and I love imparting what I learned from this incredible, collaborative, connective medium. And when you study people for a living and appreciate academics as much as I do, you collect interesting life lessons worth sharing. Things I wish they taught in school. Like how to think, not what to think. Understanding our emotions by accessing and harnessing our inner resources. Finding that personal voice, our spark, and the confidence to share it openly with the world for all of our greatest benefit. So I created Pep Magazine, a digital wellness magazine geared towards inspiring youth to do just that. To put some pep in that daily step and make a mindful, positive lifestyle a priority. PepLive became the next logical step. Welcome to the Bouncing Up Place, a weekly forum where we engage in meaningful conversations that educate, empower, and elevate. An open, safe space to be who you are, this completely interactive, judgment-free zone recorded every Soul Sunday on my Instagram Live account with anyone that wishes to participate, share, and learn from one another with kindness, sensitivity, and curiosity. In this episode, we talk all about one of my all-time favorite red hot sentiments, ambition. What is it? Where does it come from? How does it tie into perseverance, determination, staying power, timing? This truly incredible conversation driven by your comments and ideas from all over the world touches on all of that and more as we explore the fine line between ambition and obsession, its dark, possibly competitive counterpart, and how we can learn to channel that energy in ways that are productive for us because there's always a way. Plus, I share my ambitious spirit and how I've managed to not give up on acting over the years, even though sometimes it's been a trip. And we have special guests in the latter half of the hour, so are you ready, Sparklers? Let's pep life.
Baby, I just need one good one to stay.
Sing it, lady. Happy Soul Sunday, beautiful people. Hello, look at my awesome, lovely friends. Mwah! Sending you so much love from the West Coast. I'm in Los Angeles right now, and I wanted to say Happy Soul Sunday, and I thought, hi, gorgeous. Hello, lovely people. It is such a wonderful way to start the day with Lady Gaga, because today we're talking about ambition. I don't know what it is about that song, A Million Reasons. I know it came from a sad place in her heart. From a time when she wasn't in a very good place, but it is such a beautiful song, and to me, it's just like, it speaks volumes to, you know, sometimes just all the different situations that we find ourselves in that just make us want to give up on something. But for some reason, you know, we still search for that reason, that one out of a million that keeps us going. And I think that's such a great spot to start on today, because we're going to be talking about ambition. Hi, gorgeous people! Mwah, mwah, mwah. Saying hello to, who's here? Christian, hello. Sarah's here. My beautiful Lisanne. Hi, Germany. Hi, Becky Dalton. Love you so much, girlfriend. Who's here? Love and Pirvu. Hi, sweetheart. So good to see you. Danielle's here. I got a lot of friends. Sarah's in the house. Guys, thank you so much. I honestly want to start by saying I am so grateful for everyone that joins us on Sundays, for everyone that takes part in this, that for all your comments and for all of your wonderful feedback afterwards. I honestly do read everything afterwards, especially because as we go, there's just a bit of a train that keeps moving. But I am so incredibly grateful to know that there's meaning in what we do here and in our meeting every Sunday and in what we share share that you guys are truly engaged in this and that you want to participate, and your thoughts are just so incredibly insightful and helpful to us all. And so I want to share some of them, and I'm going to be doing that. Also, I want to hear from some of you as the hour goes on. We're going to do some live hits, and I'm going to tell you when I'm going to do it so that you can join in, and I want to hear your beautiful voices, not just my face. I want to see some gorgeous faces from all over the world and hear your thoughts on today's topic, which is ambition, perseverance. It's something that I am very connected to, and I'm very curious to see what you guys think about. And it kind of came out of basically a really fun new initiative that we started for Pep Mag, which is called Pep Rally, and it's basically my hope is that it becomes a forum for us all to interact with each other on a more regular basis, not just every Sunday like we do here, but a place where you guys can kind of go and collaborate and talk to each other even, and continue sharing throughout the week, throughout the day, throughout the months, whenever it's helpful and as much as it's helpful. So ambition to me is kind of the foundation of this belief. The belief that's the foundation of ambition is one that focuses on the thought that there's always a way, which is basically our first episode of Pep Rally. We've titled it There's Always a Way, and my beautiful friend Cindy Meyer and I share some awesome thoughts about that on the thepepmag.com. My God, my thoughts are going like a million miles an hour right now. It's Sunday. I've had 2 coffees. Here we go. But basically, we shared some really fun thoughts earlier this week on thepepmag.com, and that's basically the foundation of today's topic. So without further ado, oh my God, I love you guys so much. This is so fun. Bună seara. I've got some Romanian friends joining us today. This is so lovely to see. I want to talk about ambition, and I found some really cute thoughts on ambition that I want to start us off with. Check this out. Ambition is enthusiasm with purpose. What? I love that, Frank Tiger. I love that. Your thoughts are amazeballs. Also, check this out. Life takes on meaning when you become motivated, set goals, and charge after them in an unstoppable manner, says Les Brown. That's what I'm talking about, and that's what ambition is. Charging after something in an unstoppable manner, but I think what's really important, the distinction, is that it comes from a place of personal connection and passion. That's the starting point. With the belief that there's always a way. Irene Eames says, hey Anne, I would love to listen to your stream, but I need to learn my exams tomorrow. Sweetheart, you're amazing. You get on that learning. You know how I feel about learning, and you know how I feel about school, and I'm very proud of you for being responsible. I'm going to leave this baby up for 24 hours so you can watch it later, and I also have some really fun ideas with these live streams that I'm going to incorporate it continuously in the next couple of weeks. So they're not going to go away. Let's just put it that way. I'm not going to let them disappear, and I'm going to be utilizing thepepmag.com, which is my pet magazine, to sort of share more and continue the conversation. So don't you worry. Get on your studies, sister. That's the most important thing, but I'm so grateful that you popped in. Love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Catherine's Rain says, I've heard people referring to ambition as a bad thing, but I can't understand how ambition is bad. Love this thought. I think that perhaps sometimes we confuse ambition with competition, and we compete with ourselves and others. Yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. You know what? For the start of the conversation, tell me what you think about that. Tell me what you think about what our beautiful Catherine's Rain says. How can ambition be a bad thing? And in fact, this reminds me of a comment that I got where did I get this? On Instagram, actually, earlier. Dave Les90 said, and check this out, sister, maybe this is helpful. Ambition, he says, ambition doesn't always amount to what society declares successful, in quotation marks. As long as we stay driven to become better human beings as a whole, the world can do nothing but advance. God, This is such a lovely thought, Dave. This is such a lovely thought. Individuals who are ambitious towards personal goals can only add to positivity in the overall environment and the function as a society. Now, I think that the way that ambition becomes a negative sometimes is when it doesn't always amount to what society declares successful. So when comparisons between yourselves and others and standards of others start accumulating, that's when perhaps ambition turns into something else. But in and of itself, ambition is fuel, is our passion. It's rooted in a very exciting, motivational, inspirational aspect of our soul and connection to our higher selves. I thought this might be super fun to share. This is what Elvis Presley says about ambition. Ambition is a dream with a V8 engine. Hell yeah! Love this. Ambition is a dream with a V8 engine. And I'm going to venture to say, just like we mentioned at thepepmag.com, on our very first pep rally episode, we talk about momentum, the beautiful Sydney Meyer and I think that the V8 engine can echo to that very much so. Beautiful, beautiful. What are your thoughts, my lovely people? As Carrot.m says, what I think about being ambitious is that when you're ambitious, you show the desire that you have for achieving something. Being ambitious is not bad when you know how to control yourself. Absolutely. And when you know how to drive and channel that beautiful energy, that beautiful passion, that spark, it can only be productive. Now, having said that, with everything in life, there's got to be modulations, right? And I think that's what you're alluding to, my beautiful friend. And I completely agree with you. Thank you for sharing that. Love Ann Pirvu says, yesterday I did my first aid course. Yes, girlfriend. I always wait for it, and now it comes true. Isn't that wonderful? So you were planning on doing something. You had a dream. You followed through, and at the right timing, it came about. And I think that that's a lovely, lovely example to set for us all. That's kind of how it works, you know. And you didn't contradict it. You were like, I'm going to get my first aid course because I think it's important. And it happened, and you achieved it, and you did it. And I'm proud of you. Good luck, sister. DolanWinsLover.fp says, ambition is a really important thing for persons with goals. Thank you very much for sharing that. That's so true. That's absolutely true. And I think that you shared there what's part of the process, you know, because what I always find fascinating is, and this is why I want to talk about ambition in general, it's not just one thing. It's not just a singular emotion. Everything is connected. Everything is a building process. So it all starts with a desire, something that you're excited about. This is how I see it. Something. It could be anything, just, you know, and you continue to think about it. You continue to add momentum and energy and drive and persistence and belief. And within that, things start falling into place for you. And then you start believing, oh wow, maybe this desire that just started out as this nebulous idea is truly something that's meant for me. But in that process, you are contributing to the building of it. So then it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy in that way, right? And so that all that shows me is that you are the V8 engine, like Elvis Presley was talking about. And your desires can pick up momentum and become beliefs. And then in that process, with ambition, achieve pretty much any dream that you have. You know, and I do believe that anything is possible at any time. So that's how you do it. And it is a process. So thanks for sharing that, Dolan. Toten Poem says, I think ambition is actually a good thing because when we have ambition, we have a goal in life. And it's important to do everything we can do to achieve that goal. Love that. Love that. Beautiful. And I love that you guys are noticing the pattern. You know, like sometimes it's not just enough to say, I really want this. I really want this. The why of why you want it is the start of that momentum and that going in the direction of achieving anything that you ever want. Think about the why. Continue asking yourself why. And that's part of the work. That's part of the pieces falling into place. you know. Catherine's Rain says, I mean, I'm ambitious, and I think that that's what makes me try and try harder every day. I love that. I love that. And the thing is, I always used to think, you know, especially as an artist, sometimes things don't happen as quickly as you'd want them to, as quickly as you'd envision them to. But timing. Let's talk about timing, guys. This is a really important piece of ambition and perseverance that I think a lot of us overlook sometimes, because it's very easy to give up. It's very easy to give up sometimes if something doesn't happen on your perceived timeline. You want something, you want it now, it doesn't happen tomorrow, it doesn't happen 3 days from now, and all you're focused on is, it didn't happen, so maybe I don't want it anymore because it didn't happen. But actually, what if it is happening and you don't see it right now? But faith and ambition and your staying power eventually make it happen. I personally believe that. But tell me what you think. Tell me what you think about timing, beautiful people. Lisanne says, I hate the German weather because so many teachers are ill and we can't learn for the class test. Oh, I'm so sorry, sweetheart. You know what's funny? I grew up in Romania, and I also spent a lot of time in Canada. Half my childhood was in Canada. And in Canada, sister, it is like cold right now. There is so much snow. And I think that when sometimes we hit roadblocks like this, where we notice something that we don't necessarily like, as in cold and snow, it fuels our ambition to make the most of what we do have. And I firmly believe that sometimes it's really good to make the most of wherever you are, you know. So even in the cold and in the snow, in the right situation and with the right mindset, you can have a lot of fun and you can learn a lot, and you can also contribute and collaborate with people in ways that you know are hard to fathom if you're in a bad mood. So get happy and see what happens, you know what I mean? Like, case in point, yesterday, my lovely friend Sydney Meyer is in town for like a week, and I was like, she hates the beach, and I love the beach, and I'm like, girl, we're going to the beach, like, it's happening, and she's like, I don't like the beach, so we get to the beach, it's freezing, it's not a beach day, I have a sweater and a jacket on, and she's like, girl, you brought me to the beach, we are getting down to our bathing suits and we're enjoying the sun. So we're like T-minus 5 minutes. We're both in our bathing suits. Like, I wasn't exactly in my bathing suit. I was a wimp, but she's like, yeah, I'm making the most of this is beautiful sun. And it was, you know what? We were there together. We enjoyed each other's company. We made the most of it. Was it a beach day? Yeah. It was our beach day. We made it our beach day. But it wasn't necessarily like, oh yeah, this is the best beach day ever. It's the company, guys. It's what you make of things sometimes that matters. You know what I mean? Oh, fun. Crowning Furry says, I think sometimes ambition can be ambitious for the wrong thing, and I think also ambition can take over life and become more important than our own friendships and social life. Thank you so much for pointing that out. I think that's absolutely spot on. And oftentimes, you know, what is the root of ambition? Passion. Desire, care. When you care about something, you're going to go after it. You're going to be inspired to do whatever you can do to make it come about, to be a part of it, to amplify it, right? But you're right. It can take over your life. There's a fine line between ambition and obsession, right? And I think that in many ways, I think that has to do with whether you're allowing things to come to you easily or you're struggling against the current. You know, when you're obsessed with something, things aren't necessarily coming to you easily. They're not flowing easily. Things aren't happening, but you're trying to make them happen. You know, you're just like, I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to call that person and message that person, and then nothing comes of it. Like, you know, nothing comes back to you, even though you're putting out effort. That's when you're becoming obsessed. That's when it becomes, when you've transitioned. That's when you got to, like, balance and pace yourself, you know. But I honestly think that ambition in and of itself, that passion, that drive, that burst of energy in the direction of what you truly care about, is a good thing, you know. And then you mentioned my beautiful crowning fairy. It becomes important when it takes over your life and becomes more important than your own friendships and social life. That's when it becomes a negative. And I completely agree with you. And what I love is that you point out that, you know, life is all about balance. It's like the waves of the ocean, you know? I mean, they're never straight. Nothing ever goes in a straight line. And oftentimes when you're ambitious about something, you want to get to the end point. You want to be like, I'm here. I know I got to get there, and I want to get there. But the journey to getting there is not a straight line, ever. It may seem like that, and sometimes if you're open and you're allowing things to come to you easily, it could be a lot easier than it is, but it's never a straight line. And the sooner you realize that, I think the better, because you can expect a little bit of ebb and flow, you know, and it's that ebb and flow that brings you to where you want to be, and makes everything fun. If you're going in a straight line and you already know what to expect, then it's not as fun than if things surprise you continuously along the way. So I think that there's an interesting steadfastness in your belief that it will happen. Just don't contradict that, you know, whatever you want is possible. And assume that you're going to have to go with the flow. Assume that things aren't going to go in a straight line, because they're not. Because that's not life. And then literally you can achieve and do and have and be whatever you want. Adelaide Disney says, Hi gorgeous with beautiful hearts. I'm Eduarda. Hi Eduarda, and I have a question for you, Anne. What do you usually do when something goes wrong? What helps you keep insistent on that? And I love you so much, sweetheart. What do I usually do when something goes wrong? So I'm assuming that we're talking about resilience here, because this question ties in very much with what we just talked about. I have a personal understanding within myself and a belief within myself that life is not linear, that, you know, there will be bumps along the way. Things will come to you unexpectedly. Things aren't always going to work out the way you think. Let's just put it that way. So I believe that. I take that at face value. So it gives me a lot of peace, understanding that when things do go wrong for me, there is always a way. There is always a way to fix that. There's always a way for things to fall into place. To me, when things go wrong, I think of them as redirects. You know, it means that at this very moment in time, in my now, this is not meant to go the way I expected. Maybe I'm not ready for it yet. Maybe the people involved, the intention is good. The intention in what I want is in the right place. But maybe the circumstances and the timing is just not exactly there. So instead of fighting that, and I've been a peaceful soul my entire life. I'm sensitive. I'm a sensitive, peaceful soul at heart, you know, and I've always been the pacifier when it comes to my family or my friends, or I'm a fan of understanding and sensitivity, and let's collaborate and find a way instead of focusing on what's not working. Let's please just take a moment, understand each other, find the common ground, and move forward, instead of being stuck in I'm right, no, I'm right, no, I'm right. It's like I always knew that, you know, I don't care about being right. I care about how you feel. I care about how I feel. I care about how we together can come to a mutual common ground and build from that. Because life is just a building process, you know. So when things go wrong, my love, I try, and sometimes it's hard. Honestly, it is. It's not always easy to see the positive end of the stick. But I make it a point to understand that, to see the bigger picture. You know, to see that this is a little bump in my road that I got to go this way instead of that way. I thought I was going to go this way. I got to go this way. And I try that direction and see what happens. And usually things fall into place, because I do believe that things always work out for us in ways that we don't always know. So I used to be a very type A personality kind of individual, and that comes with ambition and passion and caring. You want to do a good job. You want to persevere. You want, to make people proud. Like I wanted to make my family proud, and I didn't want to let people down. And the truth is, like, the only person you can ever really control is yourself. You know what I mean? So once you understand that, and you care about how others feel, and you're, sensitive and compassionate to everyone's needs, not just your own. See the bigger picture sometimes. Don't be so tunnel visioned with how you live life. You know that great things are coming anyway. This particular wrong thing is not wrong. It's just different. It's just not for you at this time. And that's okay. And then you bounce back. Don't wallow. I think that a lot of us, we are so dramatic in life. It's just so hard. Life, oh my God, this didn't work out for me. It's okay. Believe me, 20 million other things will. This one thing just didn't work out. So you can't wallow in it, because the more you wallow in it, the worse it gets, and the bigger it gets. And so just be like, okay, tomorrow's another day, and that's my attitude, and let's see what happens. I hope that helps, my love. And by the way, I love your account. You are absolutely hilarious. I'm a huge Disney fan, so everything that you do and all of your edits are just adorable, and I love them, and I love engaging in them. So you're wonderful. Dolan says ambition is really important for people who have goals and dreams. Absolutely agree with you. Crowning Frary continues her thought from before. Once we know how to control and drive the passion in the right place, then ambition can help us to achieve our goals and drive ourselves in a positive way. Yes, girlfriend, yes, this is exactly what I love to hear. Danielle says, a lot of people don't have that kind of self-control. Ooh, interesting. Which is what I agree with you. In my heart, I was talking to a beautiful friend yesterday about being a lighthouse. Sometimes I've always seen the light in everyone, and there is such potential and such light in every single one of us, always. And for whatever reason, and I've accepted this as this is just the way I am, and this is my heart. I see the light in everything. Everyone has this potential. Some people allow themselves to see it, others don't. And I think this is what you're referring to here, Danielle, is self-control. And I think it's not just self-control. I think it's more about awareness and an intention to sort of look at the drive in a positive way, as opposed to comparing how your drive makes you achieve in reference to everyone else. For me, it's like I don't want to say I could care less what other people think, but what matters to me is where my personal heart first and foremost lies. What's important to me is important to me, and that's how I lead by example. I am the lighthouse. If I waver, then it's easy for all those other perspectives to cloud my personal ambition. But if I'm staying strong in what I believe, and I move forward in that way, then only good things can come of that. And it's easier to bounce back when things don't work out, because you've got an anchor. You're the anchor, so you don't have to worry so much about controlling the ambition, the drive, the passion. It's not about controlling. It's about flowing with the stream, and about being aware, A, that there is a stream, B, that you have a desire, and C, that it's a good thing to want to go in that direction. It's a good thing. It's a good thing, guys. Ambition makes you alive. Ambition is why we continue advancing and growing as human beings. So if there's a way for us in any way to fuel that, to feed that intention, without necessarily clouding and muddying it with negativity, or with the things that do come your way that often don't work out. Like, honestly, the easiest thing to do in life is usually to give up. I'm going to give you the straight up example about acting. You know, like, my God, I've had so many doors, like, shut in my face. Like, literally, like, no. And you know, if you're leading with your ego, and if you see it as a personal failure, wrong, yeah, you're going to give up. That's not fun. You know, it's not fun. It's an awful experience if you take it personally. But if you see the bigger picture somehow, and you're anchored in what you actually care about, which is what? Learning about people, creating and shining a light on different perspectives of our humanity that perhaps you would have zero access to if you weren't doing what you're doing. Being open and allowing yourself to experience new things, being open to the uncertainty, not assuming failure right off the bat. All of those things, you know, if I wasn't anchored in those beliefs, then yeah, I'd feel the need to control everything, and I'd likely have given up a long time ago. I don't want that. I don't want that for any of you. I don't want you to ever feel like you need to give up. All you got to do is adjust. And it's not so much about control. It's about channeling and focus in the right direction. Focus in the right direction, in the direction that's easiest, in the direction that moves with you, and not that you have to struggle and control and fight against. You know what I'm saying? I hope that's clear. But I love your perspectives, and honestly, I very much appreciate that conversation there, because it's very important. It is a way of how we see it. We're used to struggling as people. We're used to, our survival instinct usually takes over. But guys, honestly, in the last couple of years, I've realized all of the things that have actually worked out for me in my life have been me being at the right place at the right time. And I didn't control that. I just went with it. So, you know, isn't it lovely to know that you don't have to struggle? And my hope is that we'll have conversations like this more, and that we'll help each other in that less struggle and more inspiration and going with the flow. That's my goal this year, and that's my goal with PepMag. Crowning phrase says, as long as we don't turn ambition into obsession, then I perceive it as a positive thing. Absolutely, sister. Let's see. Oh my God, I love you guys so much. Honestly, your comments are absolutely wonderful. I'm so grateful for all of your perspectives. This has been such a wonderful discussion so far. Mathilde says, hi, beautiful Mathilde. I think everything can happen if we really want it. Boom! And no matter how long it takes to achieve that goal. Boom! And believe me, if you don't contradict what you want, it takes much less time to achieve that goal, because you're not fighting upstream. You're not struggling. You're just like, oh, open. And people want to help. Things do work out for you. You get so many things just start falling into place if your heart is in the right place. And if your heart and your mind are connected to what you truly believe in and care about, and fuel your ambition, your genuine desire for something, boom, time becomes a tool, you know, a way to set those goals and achieve. But if you get bogged down by the fact that you haven't achieved on a timeline, that is when we become discouraged and potentially give up. And I want to tell you from the bottom of my heart, I hope you do not do that, my friends, because it's not necessary. You can be or do or have absolutely anything that you want, and I hope that this becomes a forum for you to truly engage in that. And the pepmag.com. Oh, look at this. Tutune Palm says, no matter how long it takes, what matters is to pursue our objectives. Bam! absolutely, with an open heart and an open mind and the belief that you can, that there is always a way, just like our first episode of Pep Rally aims to show and to talk about and to shine a light on. And I genuinely do hope that you take a look at that at thepepmeg.com. It is posted up there, and please comment, because what I really want to do is use Pep Rally as a vehicle for us to continue conversations like this. How are we doing on time? Pretty good, because I want to hear from some of you. Catherine's Rain says, I see how ambition can be unhealthy, though. I mean, I always expect so much from myself, and even when I get good results, I can't be completely happy, because I always think, well, good, but I could have done better. Thank you for that. I think in many ways you touch on a few things, and you say, I mean, I always expect so much from myself, and even when I get good results, I can't be completely happy. Have you thought about, again, in this notion of timing, being happy in the moment with what you've achieved? Celebrating those little milestones and being like, you know what, I did that. That's awesome. There's always going to be room for improvement, because as human beings, like, we always just want to learn and grow, and as soon as we've accomplished something, a new idea is born within us, and especially if it comes out of desire and ambition, it's hard. Again, we're very result-oriented, right? Like, we want to just jump to that result, but the fun is in the figuring it out in many ways. The fun is in the, you know what, I had no idea how it happened. Remember, any story that you tell to anyone about any experience that was extraordinary for you always starts with, you won't believe what happened to me. You won't believe what happened to me. I've done that so many times where I'm like, oh, the most exciting things that happen to us in life are usually when we look back on something that we had absolutely no idea how it was going to come together, but we knew somehow, we just followed the breadcrumbs, and it came about, and oftentimes to our utmost delight, surprise, amazement, and then you tell that story, and it is incredible because you're at the center of it and you experienced it, you know. So even when I get good results, you say, my dear love, I can't completely be happy. I understand that sentiment, but I really hope that you enjoy that accomplishment, which is then going to naturally lead to another accomplishment and the journey in between. Because if we constantly spend time not being happy about things, then we're not honoring, you know, our achievements, our accomplishments. Then we're missing all of the beautiful stepping stones that we've hit along the way to achieving our ultimate goal. There will always be a next thing to strive for, and that's we need to take that at face value. That is the foundation of our growth as human beings. That's the most beautiful thing about humanity. We will never be bored. Actually, we can never be bored. And I love that thought. And ambition is the root of all of that, you know, because we want to grow. We want to know what the next thing and the next thing and the next thing is. And that's how our society evolves. That's how our humanity evolves. That's just natural. That's a given. So be happy, girlfriend. Be happy and celebrate every achievement along the way. Thank you so much for sharing that perspective, because you know what's funny? It's also very human. We've all been there. There is always more. I sometimes look back on some of my work. I was telling someone about the very first film that I ever made the other day, my friend Karen, and it was in high school, and I can't believe there's still a trailer online, and I remembered that in the conversation. I showed it to her. She was like, oh my God, that was really good, and I was like mortified slightly, because I was like, wow, that was like, I was a student when I made that, and that was my school. That was my starting point, because everybody starts somewhere. And like, yes, the now Anne is like, oh my God, look at the quality, look at the sound, look at the video, like, my acting, oh dear God. But that was me then, and this is me now, you know. And so you gotta be happy. You gotta be happy because you did something. Either way, you did something, and it led to who you are today, and there will be more to come. So enjoy it. Enjoy every step of the process along the way. Mwah! I love you for that. What a wonderful thought. What a wonderful train of thought. I love you guys so much. This is so amazing. Ooh, as Carrot.m says, what you said about time was amazing. I tend to be stressed, but I know that it won't help me. I think we have to be patient if we want something to happen. I love that. Yes. And you know what? It's the idea of being patient can sometimes bog you down because you think, I have to be less than, almost. Like, I can't run as fast as I want to run. I gotta temper my desire. And I think a useful thing that's helped me in the last little while has been to not think of myself as patient, but in the right place at the right time. So when I find myself feeling impatient, I think, no, everything is going right on track. I'm actually, at this exact moment, I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. I have this new idea. I am very excited about it, and I love feeling passionate and alive, and I know it's going to come about, and I know I'm going to be heading in that direction as soon as it's right and ready for me. I want to be ready for it, and I want it to be ready for me. And when it is, it'll come to me. And I truly believe that. And it helps me be patient in a way, but in a productive way. You know, it doesn't lessen or minimize my desire. It helps me understand that everything takes time, and that both my personal development and whatever I'm striving for is developing with me. And that's a wonderful thought, because I do want to be surprised. I do want the best, the most amazing, the most right thing for me to come to me. I want to be in that right place at that right time and tell that story of that amazing thing that happened to me. You know what I mean? Just like rain, for example, was an absolute joy and delight when that happened. And I will always tell that story with the most excitement in my heart, because I didn't control it, because I didn't know it was coming, and it did. And so that's kind of the best part of it, you know? Thank you so much for saying that, beautiful. Thank you for pointing that out. What a fun thing to think about. Cindy says ambition can be reached in many different ways and is not always straightforward, which makes reaching the goal more in an adventurous, healthy way. Mwah, 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 mwah. Thank you for that, beautiful. Thank you for putting that so succinctly. There is always a way. There's actually millions of different ways. And if we try to control them, it only overwhelms us. It only makes us feel like, I don't know. I don't know what the way is. So just know that it's going to happen. Settle within yourself and let it come to you. And it will. In the best possible way. Knowing that whatever you want can come about, because there isn't just one stream through which it comes about. There's hundreds of ways. There's hundreds of streams. That's why I really do believe you can have and be and do whatever the heck you want. Always. You know, you just have to just timing. Understand that there's a timing and a place for everything, and that there's so many more beautiful things. It's about the journey. It's not about result, you know? Katerina Was Taken says, this year I'm going to graduate, and I can say it's tough and crazy at the same time. Sometimes I feel so tired. Sometimes I don't have time for my friends who are my support. This road has so many obstacles. I'm always walking with my head up because I know I can handle it, and I'm doing it with a smile. Yes, beautiful. Yes, I'm so proud of you. I love hearing that because you're already, you know, it's not easy. That's the truth. It's not. I don't want you guys to think, you know, I get so many messages about like, Anne, how are you so positive? How are you, you know, it sounds easy. Sometimes often people take me with a grain of salt and they're like, yeah, that sounds great. Everything works out for us. Wait for the right timing. Like, cool, you can say that, but you're not living in my shoes. And you know what? You're right. I'm not minimizing and saying that it's going to be easy, but what I truly know and believe in my heart is that you're going to get through it. And not only that, but you're going to get through it, and you're going to be a better person for it. You're going to learn so many things about life, and that's why I don't shy away from the obstacles. Thank you for pointing that out, beautiful. We shouldn't shy away from obstacles. We shouldn't be afraid of obstacles. They're just learning blocks. They're just lessons along the way. They are shaping us to be our better, higher selves and to whatever comes next, you know? And when things get tough and crazy and you feel tired, beautiful, or don't have time for friends and support, I want you to know that it gets better. I want you to know that you will always have a place here. You know what I'm saying? That there are always people. There are always ways of reaching out when you want it. So even when you feel exhausted and sometimes, you know, it feels like you're bogged down with something, there is always a way for change, for something different. That's so beautiful to think about in life. At any moment, you can change direction, and it's not a bad thing. You didn't do anything wrong. You didn't make a mistake. We're always so hard on ourselves. Anything can change at any moment. And I love that thought. And it's your choice. It's always your choice. Let's take some live hits. Who wants to chat with me? Joseph Espinal Sanchez, the unknown artist 808. Let us see. I'm going to add you. And genuinely love to hear your thoughts on ambition, on anything that we talked about today, any questions that you might have.
Hey.
Hi, what's going on?
I mean, it's all good, actually. Just seeing you talk and hearing you, and actually receiving the positive messages that you've been preaching.
That
every
makes me
Sunday.
so happy to hear. Honestly, I'm so grateful to have that perspective, and I'm so grateful you're enjoying it. This is honestly why I do it.
I didn't want to tell you. I wanted to tell you as a surprise, but
Anyway, it is a surprise. You're so sweet. This is the best surprise of all time. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Where are you from, dearest?
Oh, I'm from Orlando, actually. Orlando, Florida.
Florida. You guys have a lot of good weather there, right? I'm in LA right now, and I'm like,
oh yeah, we do actually. It's sunny now here. It's sunny now.
That's so awesome.
It's sunny actually. So
jealous. I'm jealous.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm in LA. I'm supposed to get the heat, you know, and
I mean, I went to LA one time. I went to San Diego and San Francisco, and LA, but I didn't actually went to too much cities actually. I just went to those three.
Gotcha. It's beautiful, right? Oh gosh, I'm such a traveler. I'm such a tourist. What do you
same
think
here
about
in LA.
Sorry.
Yeah, same here in LA. You know, so yeah, you know, ambition. It's actually a really a kind of like yourself thing. You know, it's like you're speaking to me because I always have ambitions. You know, and
you care.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
why.
I have
you
to.
care.
I mean,
you feel. You want.
Yeah, I actually cared, and honestly, because that's just like a human thing, you know, because everybody wants something, you know, and you have to put it up, but you also can't be too hard on yourself.
Yes, absolutely.
Because it's just not gonna be actually instead of going through that goal, you're backing away from it because of that, you know. And honestly,
and it's a constant struggle. Do you find that sometimes, honestly, I'm not always strong. I sometimes waver, and I sometimes forget that.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a human thing. That's a human thing. Not everybody's strong, and not everybody's you know, the superheroes that we watch on TV. We stumble sometimes, you know.
And it's the willingness to get back up and try something different, right? And try again, or seek out helpers. The thing that was awesome, you know, I've always been one. I'm always that annoying person that's hey, how do you do that?
I mean, I had a friend who actually, quick story actually. He wanted to graduate college, right?
Yeah.
And he also wanted a car. Actually, and his name is Joseph. Yeah. And just like me, actually, you know, he was so he got his permit, he's got his license, and he just waiting for that car and waiting for that diploma so he can go to college, and honestly, like he's in the waiting game, but sometimes the waiting game kind of boards you a little bit when you like see others accomplish what you don't accomplish, and honestly takes you like into another zone that you don't want to be on, and like
Yes.
it just makes you stumble, makes you actually depressed and all this stuff. But you can't. But I actually told him, hey, I mean, come on, man. I mean, think of the things that you have that they don't have.
Exactly. And I think that's wonderful.
Remind yourself about that, and then you can look forward and just actually see that, like everything in life is great, and honestly, you can go ahead and no matter what, man, you can,
Now, you know what the difference is?
That dream that you want, and that's ambition to me, actually.
Absolutely.
Fighting for your goals.
What I love that you said is you're pointing out a very positive thing about looking at others, because I think it's important to see and be inspired by what others have and achieve, as opposed to looking at as they're doing what I want to and I'm not. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's so easy to be like,
I know what you mean,
and they have everything, right? Yeah, and instead of being inspired and going, oh, wouldn't it be awesome if I could do that? And believing that you can do that too, you know what I mean? And keeping, that's the balance. Instead of being defeated by what others have, being inspired by what others have achieved, and then continuing. Because honestly, again, even if you put your negative, and even if you compare yourself to others and you make it a negative, you're still going to lose out, right? You're still not moving forward to where you want to be. That's the truth, right? If that's your focus.
Yeah, so Anne, like, by the way, you're my favorite actress, actually. But, yeah, well, actually, like, getting to the context now, like, yeah, an ambition is just that I want to get there, right? It's like racing. It's like climbing that ladder, right? Or like going to the goal, towards the goal, right? But we cannot push ourselves to getting there right now, right, like at the moment, because it's not going to happen.
It's the marathon. It's not the race, right? It's the marathon.
Yeah, it will take some time, actually. Like,
dearest, you're amazing.
It's a process, actually, that you will have to take to get there.
It's the process.
And then
you are so
when you go there, like when you actually achieve it, you're gonna look back at it and be like, wow, like I did all of that, and look at me now, like.
And that's the story you're gonna tell, the story of the journey, not just the achievement. You're awesome.
Yeah, the journey and the achievement. I mean, that's just how ambition is. So, I mean, that's for me the definition of ambition. So.
You're awesome. Honestly, I feel like we've touched on so many things. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing your perspective and inspiring so many people with it. I really, really appreciate it. Mwah! You're the best.
Thanks
and
for having
come
me.
back. Please tell me more.
All right. I'll surprise you again.
Surprise again and be ambitious. You're amazing. Thank you.
Hey, you're amazing too. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Have the best Sunday. Bye.
You too. Bye.
Awesome. That was so lovely. So much of that was incredible, and I really hope you guys appreciated some of that, because I think it's so easy to be result oriented sometimes, and to compare yourself to others, and forget about the fact that it's the journey. It's this amazing journey that we all kind of that's the story that we're going to tell, and that should be our focus. Who else wants to say hello? We have some time. Oh, Danielle, my girl, Danielle. Danielle's going to say hi. Hey, sister. My girl Danielle is waiting. We're waiting. We're connecting. We're gonna be.
Good evening.
Oh,
Hello. Good
hi,
evening.
Beautiful.
How are you?
Happy Sunday.
Yeah, happy Sunday. I think.
I'm ambitious, girl. I'm feeling ambitious. How you feeling?
Do you know what? Mine isn't going to be near as long as that one, but my ambition right now, at this moment in time, as of today, is to be more forgiving.
Oh, I love that.
And you know, forgiving, but helpful in the same, you know, helping someone in the same kind of, I wouldn't say the same situation. I'm currently in the process of helping somebody try to meet their son, and he's only 8 weeks old and they've never met him.
Oh, wow.
Because the mum's a crazy psycho. But, so, we had a bit of a tiff, and I need to kind of move on with stuff that we've had a bit of a, so I need to learn to forgive a bit more easier, and I think that needs to be,
I love that. And it's definitely
it's so depressing.
Not at all. Honestly, I think that's incredible. It's actually one of the hardest things that we do as human beings. It's difficult to disengage our ego, right? Because that's what it is.
Definitely.
It's not taking things personally, like we were talking about.
Too much pride. Far too much pride. And I could hold a grudge like a, I'm not going to say what, but Jesus Christ.
Girl, I understand you. I'm Romanian. We got a lot of pride too. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. But you know what helped me very much in my work is being able to, I have to, in order to create a character, disengage my ego, remove myself from the situation, see the bigger picture, right? And you're setting that goal, and it is all about focus and building momentum. It's very much about focus, and your focus now is to you know, find that piece of yourself, find that strength within yourself to focus on.
Well, my last little ambition is to be able to leave my house tomorrow because we're due to be snowed in. Honest to God, I'm loving it. I'm loving life at the moment. Snowed in February, nearly March.
Girl.
I'm moving to the States.
Sorry.
I'm moving to the States. I'm fed up.
If anything, I'm 100% certain you're going to make the most of it. Oh, who is this little family member, by the way? What was his name again?
This is Maya. The other one's on the floor.
Maya. Aw, I love you so much. Girl, thank you so much for sharing the most insightful things every week. I so appreciate you. You're wonderful. And good luck. Yeah.
Thank you.
Good luck with this focus, this new direction, because I'm proud of you. This is a good one to be striving for. I honestly think a lot of people need to be making that more of a focus. So
I agree.
Mwah!
Enjoy.
Happy Sunday, gorgeous.
You too.
See you again soon. Bye. That was so awesome. Isn't that wonderful? This just absolutely makes me think how lovely it is to have a goal, to have a focus, and to strive for it. And we can actually decide what our focus and our goal is at any time, guys. That's the most beautiful part of all of this, you know? It's our choice. It's always our choice. We've got 5 minutes left. One more beautiful person. Strange, stupid side. Strange, stupid side. Let's see what we can do. Waiting for strange, stupid side. Just sounds hilarious. That honestly sounds hilarious. And hopefully it's working. Hi, sweetheart. How are you? I literally said waiting for strange, stupid side, and that was really funny. You are adorable. What's your name, darling?
Lauren.
Lauren?
Yeah.
Where are you from, Lauren?
England. You can't tell. Literally stereotypical accent.
I love it. Thank you so much for saying hello.
Oh, I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
Yes, you do. Were you listening to what we were talking about ambition and focus?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I really think that everyone kind of needs to have that kind of focus in their life. I think you've always got to focus on something, and you've got to know where you're going. In a way.
I love that. Isn't that wonderful? You know what's funny? I was doing an interview once, and someone was saying, like, yeah, but how do you know where you're going? And I was like, well, you don't know, right? You don't actually know what the next step is going to be, but you know you're going, right? Yeah. You have a goal. You know that you want to be going somewhere. So that's the starting point, and then everything else falls into place, right?
Yeah, I definitely think you've never got to forget that there's somewhere that you're going to end up. It's not just going to be like stand still forever.
Absolutely. And then the next, and then the next, and then the next, you know? But as long as you're not contradicting that, you're always going somewhere. You know where you're going. You know what you want. And then the why kind of helps you figure out how to get there, right?
Yeah, I think you've just got to, if you remember that there's somewhere to go, then you kind of don't get stuck in that like moment of not doing anything. You're always doing something to kind of get there.
Girlfriend, I am so sad. I literally have like a minute left. You just said everything. Do you realize that? You literally just said everything about this. And I think that this is exactly how to be ambitious in the most productive way. This is what we're talking about today. Remember that you're always going somewhere. You're always somewhere on the way to somewhere. And at the end of the day, it's all going to work out for you. You just got to keep going in that direction and be ambitious. Yeah. Feed your ambition, right? You're amazing, sweetheart. Mwah! I'm sending you so much love.
Thanks for letting me be on the live.
Absolutely. And I hope you do it again next Sunday because I'm going to add you, sister.
See you next. I watch every
love
week.
You.
So.
Mwah! Happy Sunday, gorgeous. Bye.
Bye.
Oh my God, you guys, this actually made my day. Like I have 2 minutes left right now and I'm so sad. But what a wonderful way to end this live stream. What a wonderful discussion on ambition. I want to please encourage you in the vein of ambition and pursuing this idea of perseverance, and there's always a way, to check out the very first episode of Pep Rally, which is up now on the pepmag.com. My beautiful friend Sydney Meyer and I talk about things like how to deal with fear when being ambitious and pursuing something, how to and to overcome it, how to lead with courage, how to believe that there is always a way, and how to make that your starting point. We have so many lovely things that we touch on in that very first episode, and I'm really proud of it. I had so much fun working with her on it, and I sincerely hope that it continues this conversation. You guys are so wonderful. I very much appreciate every perspective, every comment. This is one of my favorite things, I think, that has come out of interacting with you wonderful, wonderful souls and beautiful people. And it brings me so much joy to see that it matters to you as much as it matters to me. And I promise you that we're going to keep doing it because that is my ambition. My ambition is to facilitate meaningful conversations, especially since what I do for a living has opened my eyes to so many wonderful life lessons. And I want to share those, and I want us all to share with each other. And it means a lot to me that you engage in this and that we're having fun with this. So in that being said, happy Soul Sunday. I'm sending you so much love from the West Coast. Please continue to message me and send me your thoughts, and check out the first episode of Pep Rally on the pepmag.com and leave us comments there too. To find us on all socials, we are at PepMag, at PEPMAG, and of course, Pirvu, at ANNPIRVU on all social, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. All the best!